It might be some shit on her end.
It's on live.
What's going on, y'all? Hopefully we ain't got no issues now.
I don't know what's the deal, but I hope this shit is working. I hope y'all can hear us.
Yes. So come on, tap back in.
Tap back in, y'all. We appreciate y'all patience. Sorry for the...
T, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up real quick.
Should be able to hear us by now.
Okay. All right, cool. Sorry for the inconvenience, y'all. We don't know what was going on with the volume.
Definitely.
Give us a thumbs up, though. Let us know if you can hear us or not.
Let us know.
There we go. All right, cool. All right. We don't know what's going on, but and for some reason, every time our co-hosts join, it just something go wrong with the sound. But hey, we about to keep it rolling, man.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, go ahead and join in, B Nicole.
Yep, go ahead.
They gonna come back in. Hopefully, we don't have no problem with the volume.
Yep, and she back in.
Okay, cool.
Let's get them, man. We should be good. Hopefully this will work, bro.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the fuck.
We've been doing the same thing every week. I don't know what's going on.
It's frustrating, man. Yeah. That's that technical issue. Like, you know, you got all this electronics.
Yeah, man. That's why I can't wait to do the pre-record joint, man.
Right? Yeah. That'll eliminate a whole lot of bullshit.
Definitely. All right, what's up, Nate? Can you hear us?
Can hear y'all.
Okay, cool.
Bet.
Cool.
Here.
All right, bet.
Hey, what's up, B?
What's going on, B? You good?
What's going on? Everything's good over here.
Yeah.
Good. How was y'all holiday?
Short.
Yeah.
But was it at least good, though?
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate, what y'all get into?
Richard worked. I went to Augusta with my cousin Devonna and my best friend Tiffany. We hung out at Devonna's house, and then yesterday me and Tiffany. Well, we came back home basically yesterday morning, but in the middle of the night, Sunday night, and then cooked yesterday and chilled out, watched movies when Richard got home.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I saw you riding on 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
That shit looked fun.
Because Devonna got a lot of land out there where she live in Augusta, so they got a lot of 4-wheelers and dune buggies, and her husband, got a lot of stuff out there. He like a lot of toys, so we had to go.
That's what's up. All right, so before we get into the topic, y'all, I got a question for everybody. If you caught your homeboys or homegirl, significant other out and about with somebody else, would y'all say something or would y'all keep it to yourselves? How would y'all approach that situation?
Oh, I'm video recording. Recording all that. I'm TMZ on that ass. I'm recording all that shit.
And this is gonna send it to him?
I'm gonna have to send it to him. Especially if that's my homie.
Right.
I can't let my homie be out here riding bold.
That's true.
Now, so I'll say the scenario. Now, if it's a couple that I'm cool with both of them, like say, my homeboy Nigel, and they, I'm cool with both sides.
Right.
Nigel, my dog, I'm cool with both sides.
Right.
I say this the wife. I'm gonna record that still.
Okay.
We're gonna have a little conversation.
You gonna go to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Conversation.
I hear you on that.
Explain this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
Talk
to me because I don't want to be the one to go to my man's, but
right.
If you tell them, I get that. Because that could be a sticky situation. What about y'all?
Well, me personally, it depends on the situation, because the girl or the guy could be out business. It could be a family member. It could be anything. So you can't jump to conclusions. You have to now if they hugged up and all that, then it's something different. But if you see your friend's partner out and they just sitting across from each other having a dinner or whatever, it could look like something else is going on. But it could be anything. You don't know. So I wouldn't jump to conclusions. I wouldn't ruffle nobody else's feathers. I would go over and speak to let them know that I see you, just so that you will know and I know, whatever. Hey, how you doing? I saw you. Boom, there you go. Then at that point, I'm thinking they'll introduce, hey, this is so and so, at that point.
Got you. Okay.
That's less messy.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. B, what about you?
I'm snitching. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead. Tell us why.
I'm telling because, whether it looks like you cannot jump to a conclusion, I probably would like the way you phrase it. So I probably wouldn't come at them like, yo, I saw your dude and he was that such and such and such. And didn't you say he told you? Like, I wouldn't come at him like that, but I would just say, hey, you know, this happened. It might be nothing. It might be something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going, this is what I saw. I wasn't there that long. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see their whole interaction. I didn't hear the conversation. I was like, but this is what I saw. It didn't look good.
Got you.
But you know what? And that, you know, and you said something too. And I said something about the court part. Shit can get misconstrued looking from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could be a cousin too.
That could be somebody in business.
But
yeah.
right, especially something in business. But if it just looks fishy, or if it just looks like, oh, wait a minute, that ain't supposed to be going down. Like if it's something like that, if it's my attention, then yeah, I'm gonna do my due diligence. But off rip, I'm gonna scope, peep what's going on 1st, and then I make that decision to, all right, for this shit.
Right.
This shit don't look right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's some shit like that, yeah.
Me, I'm gonna do something totally different. At one point, I would have been the person to go and say something, but see, I've been in situations with my ex where people came and told me shit after the fact, and at first I'm like, "Why the fuck you ain't tell me this shit then?" But I got it, I understood it because nobody wanted to be messy, or it could have turned into a situation whereas, oh, I love my girl so much, I'm not gonna know who to believe between my mans and my girl or one of my homegirls. So I was like, you know what? I would totally, I'm gonna take a different stance. What I would do is I would approach them while they out, see what's going on, and what I'm good with the mind trickery. So I would make the girl think if I saw one of my homeboys girls out with another dude, I would make her think I'm about to tell him, just so she will hurry up and tell me. So that way I'm not in the middle of nothing.
Yep.
Like, hey, look, I saw you. You all come with your shit. I hope you fix it before I do. Yeah. And I know how to get in people's heads really good. So I would make them tell on themselves before I got in the middle of it. You know?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, what if y'all was out and about and y'all saw y'all homeboys? Now, everybody don't tell the truth about what they doing outside of their relationship. So if y'all saw y'all homeboys, what would y'all do?
I would just check my homeboy.
Right then and there?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was straight to, I'm not going to, now that's one, I'm a fair dude. I'm not going to sit up here and play one side. No. Hey, nigga, you foul. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, all that other good shit, or even if you don't. Hey, if you going to be on that tip, let her know you're going to be on that tip, my guy. Don't be out here just playing and then being stupid. Because the least you could do is take your ass on another side of town. Don't be obvious and go to downtown. Don't be obvious and go to Royal Oak. Nigga, be slick. Be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But
yeah, if it was my homie, I'm definitely gonna approach you like, what's up, Randy? Right. This whole spot.
Yep,
I'm like all that shit up just to let him know, like, my man, you bugging. Because I could have been your wife pulling up. Or I could have been an uncle pulling up. You gotta understand, man, when you're doing that shit, there's so many outside of marriage that's involved that you could run into. Yeah. Like, man, it's the world too small. Detroit too small. You know what I'm saying? So I that's how I would play it, though, man.
Let's go ahead and get into this topic, man. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tapping in with all the technical difficulties going on. We appreciate y'all. What would y'all do if y'all fell out of love? Ooh. Or have any of you ever fell out of love?
I never fell out of love, and I haven't got to that point in my marriage. Thankful that there have been times where we've gone through shit, and it's repetitive that it makes you change your view on a person. But I will say, if the person was to fall out of love, then you definitely gotta, first pray and ask God what's going on. And counseling. You definitely have to tell your spouse or your significant other.
This is what you would do in the
this is what I would do in my scenario. Tell my spouse, like, look, things going on. I'm seeing you in a different light, and I don't recognize who you are. And my love for you is falling. So I would, that would be another step. And then try to get counseling and try to work on whatever turned that way, whatever got me to a point where I fell out of it.
Right.
And we'll just have to work, our way through that like that. But that's deep. But I've never fell out of love with nobody.
Okay, ladies.
Go ahead.
I'm the person that believes that love is a choice and it's not something that you involuntarily happens to you. So I have never been in a position where I've fallen out of love with someone. I've lost connectedness with someone. Things have happened where there's been distance. And even in instances where we broke off ties and, he went his way and I went my way, it was still like that. I still have a platonic love for them, and I care about them as a person. If I were to slip in my relationship and things started changing or I started feeling a certain way, it would really be an evaluation of where we both are. And then it would be, okay, we have to make a conscious effort to either grow back together or, talk about separating. But I definitely think a conversation would need to happen, and that love is a choice that you have control over. So
now, when you lost the connection with your guy, how did you handle that situation? Like, exactly.
I just asked them. I was like, if you start asking those questions that they ask you to ask before you get married, right? But I feel like we can ask them early on, like, where do you see yourself going? Like, what's different this year as opposed to next year? Coming up to New Year's Eve, I asked my boyfriend, I'm like, what do you want to do next year? What's the plan? So it's always a progression, right? So I talked to him. I was like, where are you at? How are you feeling? Is there something I could be doing better? Is there something that's wrong with me? And we had a real conversation, and it sucked to hear like some of the things, like I was screwing up. I thought I was fine. You couldn't tell me nothing. I'm doing perfect. Something's wrong with you. But really, I was messing up a little bit. I was distracted. I had other things going on. So it's really like you got to have a conversation. Like, communication is key, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's real.
It is indeed. It is indeed. What about you, Nate?
Yeah, I've never felt out of love. I feel like I felt out of lust with people before. I feel like I'm in love now. I feel like I know love now that I didn't understand before. I thought I loved people, or I had love for them, but I wasn't in love with them. I just thought I was. But I feel like it was more lust. I think I was more attracted to certain things, and then we were together, so it was like, okay, whatever. But now I'm in love. Now I'm like, no, I've never felt like this, so I don't understand. I mean, I don't think that I've ever felt out of love. I think if we broke up, then it was just that chapter was over in my life. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't that wasn't somewhere I was supposed to be. Now, if me and Rich were ever to get to a place that I feel like that I'm starting to feel like a certain way, then, I mean, don't get me wrong. We have had times we argue, and I'm like, oh, this is the last argument. This week about to be done. I mean, it's over. But
Yeah.
but I mean, then, like, if I go to bed at night and he's not right there, I'm calling him like, I don't need to come back up to the bed. Like you can't stay downstairs. I can't see myself without him. So I feel like I've never felt out of love, but I felt out of lust before.
Gotcha.
I fell out of lust.
Yeah.
Thinking that it was something that I really wanted. Come to find out after I got the person at the time, it was like, no, this ain't it. I need a new situation because, like, the physical, it was like, all right, I did it, done it, and now it's getting boring. So once it got to the boring part, it was like, all right, what now? And that's why it's always good to, like, truly date. Like, when you're single and you're trying to get in a relationship, dating to marry is also key, man. Because you're getting all that shit out, laying out everything. laying out, do I really like this person, or it's just something that's going to be put on?
Right. Me personally, I felt a lot of both before. Like, lust was in the past. You know, love, it happened. Unfortunately, it happened with my wife now. But you know that she did what she had to do, and everything kind of came back together and it was good. But what ended up making me fall out of love was that it was a moment where she felt like her needs came before my mental health, and it just after that I just kind of like I felt like, damn, like this is what it's about to be. I can't believe it. But when I talked to her about it, I let her know, like, hey, look, this is where I'm at with it right now, but I still want to work on this. In her mind, she like, nah, it's over. I fell out of love with me. It's over. Like, no, it's not over, because if it was over, I say, fuck you, it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. If you get served with some paper, I want to fight. And I knew that the juice was still worth the squeeze, so it was like, all right, let me keep fighting.
That's good. Glad you had that mentality. You know, with the marriages, you know, around our age now, man, it's so high. You know, because a lot of people just say, "Fuck, give up. Like I'm done. I can't do it." But fighting for what you want, man, that's. I'm glad that you guys were able to get over that hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
Bounce back, get back into love, and be in the moment where y'all enjoying yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, what you got to think about, it's like you gotta. It's not even just about weighing your pros and cons. You got to look at everything you built and what you've invested into your marriage or into your partner, even if you're not married, into the relationship in general. I wouldn't care if my wife was still my girlfriend. Even if I fell out of love then, my attitude would still be, nah, it's something about you. You worth it. So I'm about to keep going. You know? If you want to be over, say you want to be over, but don't try to tell me it's over. And on my end, and I ain't said it.
I didn't say it.
Right.
You go, all right, cool. I'm just gonna work whatever charm and magic I can to get you back.
Right.
If it don't work, then okay, all right. I just gotta accept my fate, I guess. Just move on, and they go from there.
Yeah.
But if this work fighting for it, you just saying it's over, but you still around, it ain't over.
Exactly. Don't say it's over and y'all motherfuckers still living together.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, that's just how shit be going sometimes. And you know what, T, you right. You love the person, but you not only gotta love the person, you gotta like them. A lot of people miss that. I missed that before. You gotta like who you with as well as love them. Cause I've loved somebody and didn't like them for shit. And I told her straight to her damn face.
But my mama said that shit. Like, I love them, but I don't like that. like, how is that even possible? I don't like you, but damn, so
yeah, but when I first said that, I didn't know what I was really saying. See, when I first put this fool to her face, like, I love you, but I don't like you. I didn't even dawn on me that meant something until I got into this relationship. So that's how I knew, oh, this is worth fighting for. I still like her, even when we into it. I'm gonna find a way to make her laugh, or she'll do something stupid to make me laugh.
Right.
Whatever, you know. So that's just how I feel about it. You know, and it don't always go like that every time. But long as I know we both in it and ain't nobody filing no paperwork or doing nothing outrageous, we can work on it. That's just where I'm at with it. Let's get to these comments though, man. Who we got talking?
So, I've been answering most of them.
We want to respond to them too. Yeah, she been going. She said, if a person fell out of love, that means y'all have exhausted all possible things y'all could have done, and that takes time. Falling out of love, falling out of actual love is deep because people move on and still. Yeah, that happens. But again, it goes back to what I said. Is that person worth fighting for, falling back in love with? That's what it all boils down to. And if they not, bye. You know, that's how I see it.
When you fell out of love because of the actions
It was
more
that.
so, or was it the connection and the understanding that, like, conversation, like just not seeing my way or seeing how I feel. See, my it's all about you, and that's it. So you're just like, all right, you know what?
It was that. It was a little bit of that. It was actually a little bit of everything. That was just my breaking point when that moment transpired. So once that happened, I didn't know. I didn't feel like I was out of love right away. When you first fall out of love, it take a minute to hit you to let you know, like you just gonna. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a feeling you're gonna have. You're gonna feel a bunch of nothingness. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be hatred. It's just gonna be, I'm straight on you.
Yeah, your emotions gonna be about, not gonna be into it as much as it was.
Right,
you start to be like, oh, you okay? Oh, all right. Well, you mad? Oh, all right. You gotta get caring about nothing about what they got going on. So yeah.
And falling out of lust, somebody asked in the comments, that's just basically you losing your physical attraction to somebody. That's it. That's really it. You don't like snatching no more. That's it. And that's happened, what I'm saying, before or in the past, like plenty of times, like, what the fuck you doing? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We've been on rough blood dates.
Right. How did y'all handle it when y'all fell out of lust, since y'all never fell out of love before? What was the steps that y'all took when that happened?
So I have I'm a person that has to have like the extra bells and whistles to like the lust. Like I need to know that you're listening to me, you're caring for me. So like if that stuff goes out the window, I really don't feel like being intimate with you. And it's tough because on the one hand, it's like you're afraid that if you're not intimate with me, then you're gonna be intimate with somebody. So there's always that fear, but at the same time, it's like I can't ignore the fact that like my needs aren't being met emotionally, which leads to me not being attracted to you physically. So in that case, I just start asking for what I want. Like, can we go out? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we, whatever is gonna help in that area, I just ask for it.
Okay, that's what's up. What about you, Cuzzo? How did you handle it?
I kept moving.
Just ghosting them? Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was ruthless, man. I'll be real. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them, all right. Some of them, I kind of like. It was, those good people that you deal with. It's kind of a mutual departure. But more so the ones that was just flings, like it was just like, all right, this is good. And it kind of just like, honestly, just be real. It just phased out.
On its own?
It's kind of like phased out on its own. My text message just slowed up. Their text message just slowed up. My calls slowed up. Their calls slowed up. Eventually, it was just like, boom, flatline. Yeah. And if I run into you, I run into you. Never a malice. Just, it was fun. It was that time is up. Your turn and now somebody else.
I get it. What about you, Nate?
Well, the time that I fell out of love.
Y'all both laughed before y'all started talking, telling us. Right? Y'all shit. Go ahead, though. I'm listening.
The time that I fell out of lust, it was bad. It was with my kid's father. I was at work. He did some things I did not like while I was gone, pertaining to my children. I was already like here, and then when he left my kids at home alone, I was here. So he was gone. I was still out of town at work. I had my cousins and my brothers, and move all my stuff out of the house. He came back home, and it was empty, and we did not go back. So I used to have like zero tolerance for any shit. You know what I'm saying? Still do basic really, but I don't have to worry about that now. But yeah, I moved out. Got the fuck out. He came home. I left his couch that he paid for there. That was it. Nothing else.
Jesus.
I mean, zero tolerance. I salute that.
Yeah.
You ain't got time for the bullshit.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? When I posted this question up on the page, quite a few people said they would leave if they fell out of love.
See, because it's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
it's easy. People are, all right, fuck it, I'm done. And, you know, it's
Right.
easy to leave, but a lot of people don't want to put that work in.
But do y'all think it's easier to leave or easier to cheat?
It's easier for both.
Both.
Yeah.
It's easier for both. The hard part is honestly
Trying to work on
leave.
Yep.
That's the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that people don't want to put up with or don't want to do. And then they'll leave and go to the next man. Some of them will get lucky. Oh, this is better. This is right. And some of them, damn.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah.
It all depends, man. It all depends. You gotta make that right decision, especially for women. You know, men, it's kind of easier for a man to bounce back. I think there's so many men, right?
We outnumbered.
So right, we outnumbered, so we can easily, just do our thing, get into our, purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and another woman will come. But for a woman, it's a lot hard. And a lot of these women nowadays are starting to see the single life ain't what it is. It's hard out here. I've been seeing a lot of women complain about the dating scene. Hey, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, man. It's both.
Yeah.
Because you got men and women being the same.
Yeah.
Women are
Yeah.
now hunters.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Oh man, that's funny though.
Yeah, dude. It's real shit. Like, everybody hunters. And see, with now that the women are becoming hunters, they don't know that they because now you're sharing, which is the access to sex.
Right.
We have the access to relationships and marriage. They have the access to consensual sex. But that
Right.
so now that you got women doing men thing, being hunters, now that superpower is being
They
shared.
losing their mystique.
Yeah, you're losing that edge of sex because it's like if you give us the power, we ain't gonna turn like a single typical dude. Ain't turning that down.
Right.
Especially if you tight. What?
Yeah. It's
No.
over.
Dudes ain't saying no. Only a few. I ain't gonna say all guys, because some dudes have, that mental control where they don't have to sleep with everyone that they see.
Right.
Come around. But you got a lot of guys who just really sense and they don't have the game like that, and they may get lucky.
Yeah. Who do y'all think handles heartbreak the worst? Men? You say men? What about y'all?
I think men.
Men.
I think men.
Men.
It's not said a lot, but I believe it's men. Because if a woman come to a man, if a woman do something to break a man's heart, he is completely broken. Like, women be broken, we gonna cry, we emotional. But it's a different type of hurt when it's a man. It's like, damn, like you, like really? Like it was like for real. And you have to see it to know it. If you ain't never seen it, when you do see it, you'll be like, wow.
I disagree with y'all, and that's probably because I broke more hearts than my heart has been broke. But and not even just that I broke more. I've seen it happen with other people. Like I seen women just kind of like go a little loco, like real bad. Then this what I'm gonna give y'all an example. It's women out here that they got did dirty, right, by a dude they really was crazy about. They then turned around, started messing with whoever the hell else. They got a whole roster, but they still be mad about this one dude that broke their heart. Yeah, like they're still trying to find a way to stalk him, stalk his page, just driving by his house, all kind of stuff. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like women take it worse than men, because women see, and this is another thing I wish women would stop doing. Ladies, please don't take no offense to this, but putting another nigga's dick up in you is not getting that dude back. That's not paying him back. It's not. And if he did you dirty, he's not gonna really give a damn about what you're doing next, unless you just took it far as hell and started messing with his brother or his cousin or something. That's it. That's the only way you gonna hurt him. And at the same time, though, y'all really still killing yourselves at that point. Like, you literally keep them in the family if you do something like that. The brother, the uncle, whatever.
See that? That's the wrong. Go mess with one of the homies or go mess with somebody. Man, that's gonna make you look worse.
Right. See what I'm saying?
You doing the crew. Even for a man to do the same thing, that shit works, bro. You look whack.
Mm-hmm.
You think you dope because you been pop cousin out, but nah, bro. You end up
looking goofy. Looking goofy. Because then look, you popping the cousin, but you got to remember, your other cousin used to date this chick, so you not really doing nothing. That's stupid as hell. That's goofy to me. Ladies, what y'all think? I mean, I know I respect y'all opinion. Y'all said the men take it the hardest, but what y'all think about that example that I gave?
About the get back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the person that's gonna gracefully bow out. I'm gonna let you have that. You know, you cheated, that's fine. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do on my end, but I'm not with the whole I'm a cheat back or I'm gonna one up you, because that never works. That don't ever work.
It'll downgrade you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nay, what about you?
I feel the same. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just gonna be like, and you can do whatever you do. I mean, because at the end of the day, what you doing is gonna catch back up with you. Karma is real. Like, and it ain't gotta be me. When I was younger, I used to want to be the person that get back, but then I started realizing how something happened to you, and I'd be like, wow, don't mess with God's child. I'm trying to tell you, baby, don't mess with God's child. He don't play about me. So, baby, it might not be me, but something else gonna happen, baby, down the line. Okay, it's gonna happen.
Did y'all see the movie? Y'all see that movie Temptation?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the old girl got bored, got to messing with the rich nigga, and then she messed around and got AIDS.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you got to think about stuff like that when you call yourself falling out of love or even falling out of lust. That's where the conversation unfortunately takes constant conversation, because your mate might not quite get where you're coming from if they're losing interest. You know, so when you got shit like that can happen, I really feel like you gotta let God in. Counseling, it's an option. Yeah, it's not necessarily a go-to, but it's an option. Or you can work things out yourself. Prime example. Even though my wife and I have both learned a lot from counseling, we've worked more of our problems out better with it just being us, coming to some common ground without the third party interference. So I'm not saying it's gonna work like that for everybody, but it can help if you really want that to work. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's why I mentioned earlier. I gave steps. Like that's definitely how I would run through it.
Yeah.
And do something, because I mean, the counseling thing, like you said, man, you gotta right counseling.
Yeah.
And then both parties gotta
get yeah.
Therapy on the bullshit, sitting there lying, and you have to get real answer you get.
Right.
So you gotta be thoroughly honest with, how you feel and what you say and all that in order for that therapy shit to work. I myself, I would rather just do prayer, both of us, and we just sit down and we honestly speak our mind.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I don't mind. Like I love conversation. That shit, I love it because I get the. If you're honest, I don't know where I'm fucking up.
Right.
If you don't tell me where I'm fucking up, how I'm fucking up, or how you feeling, you don't give that person the opportunity to make it right. And that's unfair. And that happens a lot. People, I highly suggest if you have any issue in a relationship, that you honestly convey those issues. That's something that I'm honestly learning right now. For years, I've held in so much, swept shit under the rug, just to, save an argument. But at that point, we get here down the line, and now everything you say, I'm offended by.
Mm-hmm.
everything you do, I'm looking at it a certain way. And that's because I ain't never say nothing to you at the get-go.
Right.
For you to change that shit from that point or until whenever I address it. And, you know, be in these positions. So highly, highly suggest if you have any issues, man, talk to your spouse.
Do y'all attack y'all issues head on, or do y'all let shit build up?
This is literally my my task in therapy right now is I don't attack it right away. It comes out eventually, but I hold it for a very, very, very long time. And it's because I have grown to be a little bit self-conscious. So it's like where I might feel something, I'm gonna go to like 5 other friends before I come to him and be like, am I right for feeling this way? Like, this is a situation. What do you think? Like, am I okay for feeling this way? And then once that happens, like the situation has been 2 weeks past. Now we're sitting around and he leave a toothbrush out or something. And I'm like, you know what? I can't stand you. Like, I'm over it. And now we're fighting and I'm taking his head off and he's sitting here like, what did I do? So I'm working on getting better at it, but we not there yet.
I'm right here with you. Same.
Nate, what about you?
Definitely addressing it right now. Right then, right there, I'm saying it. I wasn't always like this. I don't know how I got here, but something happened, and I'm this way. Richard, however, isn't, so he doesn't say anything. But when I address something right in the moment, he brings up something. I'm like, oh, no, not your turn. Because you had time to say and not address it. When I'm on something, don't come with, hey, no. Because this happened weeks ago. I didn't know it was happening. Now I'm addressing, now you got the courage to say something. It needs to be addressed immediately because you don't want to be holding on to anything like she just said. And then you taking somebody's head off and they're like, what the fuck did I do? Like, and the toothbrush out. And that wasn't the real issue, the toothbrush. It was whatever else happened. And then it took so long. It built up. And then now this irritated you to the point you like, oh, and now that's, no, we're going to talk about it now because, it's healthy to address things, and I covered that. It's okay that you don't like what I'm saying. It's fine. That's okay. It's okay that I don't like what you're saying, but I can hear you out. I can, let it sink in, think about it. I don't even have to respond immediately. I can say, okay, give me a minute. Let me let this sink in. Let me make sure, or I ask questions. Am I hearing you say this so I can understand it? You understand what I'm saying? And that's the way I have to go. But a lot of those strategies, like you said, we did marriage counseling before we got married. So I didn't always address it correctly. I was saying it, but then having marriage counseling, I learned how to address it better. You know what I'm saying? But Richard still wait.
Key thing you said was address it correctly. Indeed. Damn, you said something that hit home, man. Because a lot of people don't know how to address their issues correctly. They don't say it with love.
They talking to you like you one of the kids and shit.
Yelling, talking like you a kid or you stupid. So that, man, you said something good, man.
Yeah, that matters.
And
delivery matters.
And also another thing too, when she was giving her example, Rich, I had an issue with that, and I still do, where it's like I tuck whatever my issues is. Whenever you got an issue with me, then bam, I'm saying whatever, just to, you know what I'm saying, to kind of counter the situation. Which is not fair because again, you get to give that's the right, the opportunity to correct it. So that's honestly my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do that. I used to have that bad too. I had to grow out of that shit. Like I had that shit bad. Like I used to try to pull back, be the cool nigga, not say nothing about too much. Don't want to come off as being bitchy.
Right.
And then here she come at me with some goofy shit. I'm like, wait a minute, you just did the same shit last week. Oh no, you ain't saying that last week. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you right. After I don't know, maybe 20 arguments of that, I finally stopped doing that shit. And then that's what made me be like, you know what? Hey, check this out. This shit that you just did, like right here, that's a no-go. That's a negative. Don't let that happen no more. Yeah. Like, because that's not cool. And sometimes it's going to come off like that. Sometimes it might come off like, hey, baby, listen, I got to holler at you. I need you to understand that this is not right. So it all depends on what the issue may be. It's either gonna be some bullshit where I can come at her like respectfully, or some other shit where I'm like, yo, you filed for that shit.
Yeah.
Don't let that shit happen again. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be on my fucking head. No, we're not doing that. Make this shit fair. I understand life ain't fair, but the shit that we can make fair, or we gonna make that shit fair. For sure.
Have you guys ever been in a situation where in the beginning, this is all around when you get back and forth arguments, but you're constantly telling your spouse on how to deal, but they not listening to shit you telling them.
Wait a minute. How to deal with you on what aspect?
On any level, on how to communicate.
Yes.
If I'm telling you, like, look, if I say something out of bounds, prime example, if I say something to you didn't like, or if I got an attitude, just, you know, if I'm telling you, check me right there and there, I'm telling you, check me. I need to be checked. That's who I am. I need to be checked from time to time. That's, I may not know.
Right.
But you continuously not doing what the fuck I'm telling you to do, and you doing and you trying to handle it your way that's not working.
Yeah.
And then we going through the arguments. Have you ever been through that kind of situation where you telling your spouse like, "Yo, this is how I like to do X, Y, and Z. If you want my attention, you want this, or you want a better result, you have to do A, B, and C."
So yes, in the beginning and shit, even later on, my wife had a big issue with just barking at me. Okay, and I would tell her consistently, baby, if you want me to listen to you and respect what you're saying, you gotta talk to me, not at me. You talk at me, fuck what you talking about. I don't hear that shit. Because the moment you start talking to me like I'm your daughter, we done.
Yeah.
I'm blocking out everything you fucking saying because you don't talk to me like that. You can talk to your old nigga like that. Don't talk to me like that. I am.
Yep.
So there was a lot of that back and forth. And I had to get to a point where I had to stop. Like I was telling you before, I had to stop returning energy. You can't fight fire with fire. You can't. So at some point, you gotta pipe down and be like, okay, I see what you want. You want to start a forest fire. I'm about to let you twirl around in that bullshit by yourself. And I'm gonna relax. Then we gonna talk about this like adults when you didn't let the flames die down a little.
What about you ladies?
Yep. I said, so with my ex, I used to say over and over and over again, like, give me time, give me space, like let's come back and handle this conversation a little bit later because you yelling and I'm about to start yelling and nothing's gonna get done with both of us going at each other's head. But he never listened. Oh my God, he never listened. Like it was always a no, we gonna talk about this right now. And like I'm like I try to go to in another room of the house and he's standing in the doorway and I'm just like, look, just leave me alone for a moment. And it never worked. I'm not a person that can, once I'm there, like I don't hear you anymore. Now I'm upset. Now I need to be heard and you're gonna catch all of it. Ain't no sleep.
Now you about to get snarky. Now you about to really hurt his feelings.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
Yeah, I mean that was me. Like I said, I was like that before counseling and then understanding because like Richard, we come from two different backgrounds. So the way I address things, how I was raised, like I'm not gonna say I was raised because I didn't get yelled at, but I watched people around me talk this certain way, and then it became the way I spoke. You know what I'm saying to people. So I'm like real like strong and like. And I don't mean no harm by it, but that's the way I talk. But the counseling help, but also the 5 love language book. That book is amazing. If you have not read that book and you are in a relationship, or you plan on even getting in a relationship, I suggest you figure out your love language and find out your mate's love language when you do get one, and start doing those things. When you start doing those things, you'll start seeing a change in you guys' relationship. Like, Richard's his love language. One of them is words of affirmation. Well, he can grass, and I will say you cut the grass, but you didn't edge it. You know, thank you for cutting the grass, Richard, but you didn't edge it. So that's not an affirmation.
Right.
That was not giving him his props for cutting the grass. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm reading that book, I'm like, wow, just simple things, like little things that you could just tweak and it'll just make everything, y'all communication to be so much better, because he probably had a lot of, animosity towards me because he didn't probably feel like he was doing a lot of things right because I was telling me doing something good. And I'm like, I said you're doing something good. I acknowledge you cut the grass, but dot. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize that dot. You know? So
And it was butts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand the communication, how you're communicating. What you might be saying that you like, I need you to talk to me a certain way. This isn't it, but are you communicating it properly? You know what I'm saying? Are you guys communicating that thing to each other properly? And that's what we had. That took a lot of work. We're still working on. We're not 100%. I have my days where I'll go like, oh, you did grass, and I'll be in my mind like, and I'll be like, yeah, it looks good. And don't say nothing else. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, Natty, you a Sag. My wife is too, and I just want to ask you now. Like, is acts of service another love language for you?
Definitely, it's definitely a love language for me. Yeah, that's one of mine. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Like, gifts and acts of service are my top two.
Okay. Mine's is quality time. Quality time, and something else that was on there. I took a quiz, and that is true. Quality time, I love quality time.
Yeah.
Being around my wife a lot. Of course, we like to give her, self some space for just being around her time, even if we're not even doing shit, just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good thing for me. Gifts, not so much. I appreciate gifts. Acts of service is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, acts of service like motherfucker, because it's like appreciation.
Yeah,
it's nothing better than your spouse doing something that you were probably supposed to do, but that was already done, and he tell you or they told you, and you're like, oh, you did that? I'm like, oh, that cool.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I could just do, or I could relax, or I could go work on other things because you already took care of that. So yeah, acts of service.
Yeah. Yeah. My love language has actually changed. Acts of service is definitely in there. It's in my top 3. But one of the love languages that I just discovered that was one of them for real, was that giving me my space to do what the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
Like, if I say I want to do this, whether you think it's a good idea or not, just let me see it. I'd rather do it and fail than to listen to you and you tell me, nah, it ain't gonna work, and then I never find out for myself.
Right.
So, giving the freedom to do me is one of my love languages. Okay. That's at the top now. Okay. Because since it's been happening, I've been loving it. So,
just space.
Yes, yeah. Not even necessarily my space. Just I throw an idea out there, and I want to run with it. You see, I'm excited about it, and I think it might work. Let me go with it, whether you think it's gonna be a good idea or not. I appreciate your feedback, but let me do what the fuck I want to do while I got my head wrapped around what I want to do. It might not be a good idea, but let me find out if it's a good idea. Yeah, so I fucks with that. I like that a lot. B, what about you?
My love languages are quality time and words of affirmation. I'm a person that and this is kind of an issue that I'm having right now, is like there are times where I don't feel acknowledged, and part of my moment of transparency, part of my therapy is figuring out how to communicate that I don't feel acknowledged without him feeling like, but I do X, Y, and Z. Like, that's tough. And it's like, okay, but there are times where I just need that little, that little thing that says, I'm here, or that, that you're not doing this by yourself because you have somebody next to you. So it's like, it's tough at times, but yeah, words of affirmation and quality time.
Yeah. You know what? You in therapy, and hopefully this will help him in the too. Because I had to see that, like with Richard's words of affirmation, not just the cutting the grass, but like other little things. Like you could just say, like if you don't, then you don't really realize that you're missing that opportunity to make this person. It could be the smallest thing, and that's another thing I'm working on. So I do it more now because now I've learned. I know his love language, and at first I didn't even know what a love language was. I didn't even know, when I learned it, I still was off. But then Richard reeled me back in, like, hey, we talked about love languages. These are my love languages. These are your love languages. And when he we trying to work on each other, but you don't give me that one. Now he likes his is like words of affirmation, touch, and I can't remember. I think it's quality time, because my third one is quality time too. I think we had the same last one that we like. But I always touch him because he's a touchy feely person, so I always touch him. I always understand affirmation. Even the big ones, I'm affirming. I'm giving him the affirmation. I'm affirming. But then it's like little small things that I missed an opportunity, and now when I think about it, I go back and I'm like, dang. So now I try to pay attention to everything and like, thank you for that. Anything. Thank you. You did good. That was great. That you look, anything. And that's what you're gonna have to like, tell your mate, like, just little things. I just need you to see some things, and when there's an opportunity to make me feel good about it, I need you to do that for me because it makes me feel good. And again, like I said, read the book. Y'all can read it together. That's what we did. We made it a point where we read a couple, pages or whatever, every night or whatever, choose the day. Y'all read it together, because if you guys read it together, you guys will both understand at the end of this book. He'll understand how to give you affirmations. He'll understand how to, do that for you and do things. And then you may learn his love language and then be able to do things that he like. So I recommend it. But yeah, speak your mind. Say what you feel. I know it's hard, for you to do that kind of stuff, especially with women. I don't know about men, how hard it is, but for women, it's really hard to say, I need this. This is what I need, because you feel like you're going to push your man away. You feel like your man is going to not accept or understand what you need from him, and he gonna feel like you're nagging. Sometimes we don't want to be that person, so a lot of times we hold a lot of things in, and we shouldn't. You gotta say what you gotta say. And if he loves you, he's gonna be willing to take those steps with you.
Yeah,
that was some solid advice.
Yeah, definitely. I'm before we close out, I listen. I definitely agree on the affection aspect of the love language.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I'm big on that. I'm big on that.
Touching,
Man.
I love grabbing.
Yeah. But I like it. I like your return too. So that shit dope. But listen, hey, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man. Sorry for the problems, but this was dope. I would just like to say that communication is big in every situation. That's the main factor. Mm-hmm. So if you falling out of lust, communicate that before you jump into something stupid. That's all I want to say.
I heard that. Any ladies want to close us out?
I agree with what you said, B. I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay. B?
Yeah, this was dope. This was a good conversation. Thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate it.
Always. Definitely.
Always. We appreciate you coming up.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will catch y'all next week. Next week's topic: when is a good time to choose violence? Ooh. Check us out. Deep.
Love that. Peace, y'all. Open the